Today I'm going to show you how to take creative shots of light trails or light streaks from other cars, but within your car. I was actually inspired to take this shot based on a photo I took up in the mountains with a friend. He was driving in his car. I was just messing around. I had my wide-angle lens on and I decided to take a long exposure shot from inside the car. And I got a photo that looks like this, which is pretty cool. But I think I could do better because I was hand-holding it, didn't have a tripod, so everything, including the outside and the inside, was out of focus. I would like to have the inside in focus, so I tried it again just a couple days ago, 2 days ago, this time with a tripod. So to get this effect, what you're going to want to do is have, well, a tripod and a wide-angle lens. I put my tripod in the back seat. You could put it in the passenger side, facing the front window, the back windshield, the side windows. Do whatever. You can get creative with it with different angles. I would try more than one. You want to have the tripod jammed in like this to the back seat if you're putting it in the back seat, and jammed up against the seat so it doesn't move. That way when your car moves, it goes over a bump, you go over a turn, the tripod and the camera are going to move with the car. So everything inside the car is going to be in focus. The next thing I did was, because I don't have a friend with me when I went to do this, I have an intervalometer here. An intervalometer is basically a cable release, shutter release, with a timer built into it. You can get them for pretty cheap, like $15 on Amazon. But what this allowed me to do was to set the shutter speed to a longer exposure. I chose 20 seconds. You can vary around, play around with the settings to whatever it is, as long as it's long, drawn out. And you want that so that you can actually get the light streaks to just smooth trail as opposed to being abrupt and really short. I set it to take 20-second exposures. I hit the timer and then just set it and let it go. A couple tips before you start. I would make sure you set up the tripod during the day. That way you're not fumbling out around at night trying to figure out how to get the tripod to sit in there like I did. Of course you can always use a flashlight, but you know, that's tip number one. Tip number two is to clean your windshield or any other windows that are possibly in the photo, because any amount of dirt that's on the windows will show up. If you don't have a lot, you might be able to get away with it. Just do a little cloning in Photoshop, but it's still nice to clean your windows, and so you have less post-production to do. When it's all said and done, you're probably going to have something like this, or maybe not. See, I don't live in the city, and when I went to go out and shoot, I actually got something more like that. Not nearly as impressive and cool. So I'm going to actually take you into Photoshop and I'll show you how to composite a bunch of exposures together to create that out of that. Alright, now before we start, I already edited my photos beforehand. I added some fill light down here, increased the highlights on the, I was going to call them sparkles, little streak lights, because to make them pop. Now, this photo, it's alright, it's not bad, but it's pretty sparse up in here, and it could use a little bit more over here, and down here is pretty much barren. Plus this little reflection here in the rear view mirror, excuse me, I'd like to remove that. So first thing you'll notice is I already kind of edited some of them, and that's just to save time. I'm going to show you how to do one of them, but you can then apply what I'm going to show you to each and every single layer for an infinite amount of layers. If you just want to have a ridiculous amount of light streaks everywhere, go for it. But you'll see already added in a whole bunch of streaks. Now, I'd like to add more over here because it's not, well, it's just not as colorful as over here. So first thing we're going to do is go into my other image, select everything, let's control select all, and then edit, copy, And then here we're going to go to edit and paste. Now that's going to paste it in as a new layer. As you can see, I'm going to move this all the way to the top. As a new layer, it's going to be over top of everything else. I take it off and you'll see reveal all the layers behind it. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to erase the interior here and all of this to the side, and we're just going to keep this. How we do that is go down here to add a layer mask, and that will add a completely white mask over top of this. Alternatively, you could go to layer, layer mask, reveal all. Now we're going to get a paintbrush out here, or the brush tool, and we're going to make sure that black is selected. You want black selected because, well, this is completely white. To get the opposites, to reveal everything below this layer, and to erase non-destructively anything on this layer you don't want to see, you would paint it black. If you want to bring things back that you accidentally erased, or if this entire layer was black, you would then want to paint white over the bits that you want to keep. Okay, so just going to go ahead and paint over this. It's going to be a little slow, I apologize. And I missed this bit over here. Okay, so you'll see over here that everything I just painted was black, and everything I didn't paint, which was this here in this corner, is white. Now that doesn't look very good. It's just kind of overlaid on top and it's hiding everything below it. So then what we're going to do here is in the blending modes for the layers, we're going to click on that, and you can mess around with any kind of look that you like. I'm going to go with a hard light here, and that's going to layer on top of what was previously there. So you can see what it looked like before, what it looks like afterwards. I personally like that effect better. You can mess around with different things. Overlay, which looks pretty cool too. But yeah, that's pretty much the basics of everything. If there's any other parts of the composition, the exposure here that you'd like to add, just open up a new file and just paste them on in. Now, the reason this works, that I could just easily just add on top of that, is because it was on the tripod. Like I mentioned earlier, since everything is on the tripod, theoretically, the interior and the whole composition is going to stay exactly the same, except the light trails. And that's important because it makes your job a lot easier here in post when you can just, you don't have to get everything to line up properly. You can just paint right over top. So I hope that helps, and thanks. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did like the video, well, hit the like button. That would totally help me out if you did. And you can also subscribe to see more of my videos. I have a bunch of other videos related to photography, tutorials, and reviews, like this tutorial here in the left-hand corner of a bokeh panorama, or otherwise known as the Brunzer method. So go ahead and click that if you're interested. Also leave a comment, because I love reading comments, and even if it has nothing to do with how you like the video, dislike the video, or any other thoughts, even if it's just how was your day, I will answer, I promise. So until next video, I'll catch you later.